Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Ryan Abair and this is where I share my insight. And today I'm talking, are you wealthy? I want you to listen to me for the next 10 minutes because I think I will make a pretty convincing point that you are indeed wealthy, and we all are. But we must take money out of the equation. If you'd like to learn how to separate wealth from money and how it can benefit your life, stick around. Money is often seen as an indicator of wealth, like a measurement of how wealthy someone is or how poor someone is. But that doesn't have anything to do with it. Money is a token or a sign or a symbol, and it's purely conceptual. Deepak Chopra talks about this very plainly, and I think he does a great job of explaining it. But in order for us to understand what wealth is, in the same way that we understand health, we're going to have to take money out of the equation altogether. This is what's confusing us, is that money is a thing with power, and it isn't. Power comes from you. So we're going to have to pretend like we have moved into a time period where money didn't exist, and contemplate living in an era where money was not in existence. So what was wealth? Ideas, the soil, things all around you, the land, the mind, inspiration, things that already were there. That's why they say the land is rich, the sky is rich. I am rich. So that's one way to contemplate it. And then they started trading and bartering and that sort of thing. But let's go even further. I'm going to drop you off on a tropical island by yourself. And I'll give you all the money that you want and a credit card. But even if I didn't, and I dropped you on that tropical island, think about what you would do first. You would not look for an ATM, would you? You would not look for buried treasure. You might sit on a fallen tree and put your chin on your palm and think. And for a split second, you might think, I'm doomed. How will I ever make it on this island? I'm all alone. I don't have any money. I don't have any skills. I don't have anything. I'm in complete poverty. You might throw a fit, stomp around, bask in that poverty mindset for just a second until you got hungry. And when you got hungry, you wouldn't go online and look at what's in your bank account. You would turn and look at the ocean and think, gosh, the ocean is filled with lean protein. And then you'd look on the ground and you'd see maybe a coconut. And you would think, well, how could I open this coconut? And you'd bang it on a rock and it would be right there. And you would eat. And it'd be free right there for you. All because you thought. All because you contemplated. And then you would be in search of shelter. So you'd forage around and maybe you would discover a free home, like a cave. You might go in and clean out some of the debris. You might even make yourself a bed. You might, then as time goes by, you might forage around and find vegetation that you could eat. Insects, crabs, maybe all sorts of various shrimp right there, oysters. And you would find the tools and the rocks and the sticks and the netting. And all the material would just be there on the ground for you. All because you consulted your bank of thought. You relied on yourself. That's wealth. Now, if you had a sack of money, what you would do with it, you might like use the dollar bills to weave a blanket to keep yourself warm at night. But the credit card, if I gave you a credit card on a desert island, you could use it to scrape mold off of something to eat. You could use it to scratch the back of your head or something. But see how useless it is? But you would recognize how wealthy you were and how wealthy your environment was and how abundant just mobility is, just moving around and looking and getting in touch with the source of wealth, which is your mind. My friend Amanda is a songwriter, and she's the wealthiest person I know. It's like, I'm in awe because one song after the next, and they're all amazing songs. One day I'm going to put a link to her YouTube. But, and she's like, I have like 500 songs. I'm like, oh my God. And she's always, sharing with me. She's writing a musical. She's writing a book. And it's just like, that's wealth. She's not hung up. What's the first thing you would do if stranded on a tropical island? You would not look for a job. You would not look for a bank. You would not look for money. You'd look within. And you would discover real wealth. Capital W. And maybe if there were other friends there on the island, then you would develop some kind of monetary system. Which, okay, I'll give you these 3 sticks, which means you owe me a service. Or if I build you a house, that means you're going to go catch me some fish. So you got to take the money out of it because we're too identified with the money. So what is poverty? Poverty is not recognizing what wealth is. That's all. You go to the store and you buy something and you put these beautiful foods in your basket. And then as your bank account goes down, you think you've lost something. You haven't lost anything. That's not a loss. And so we're constantly trying to search for bargains because the money, the account, the digits in my account go up and down. The digits in my account go up and down. And that's more important than the goods and services I buy. So I buy chintzy shit from IKEA and it falls apart. That's not wealth. That's poverty mindset. If you go back to the desert island thing, you're making the best out of what you have right there in your mind, in your hands. That's making the best out of what you have. And money is just like a little token of that. And you don't need money to be grateful. Money is a promissory note. It's a symbol. It's a concept. Much like the cross or the Star of David, or all these symbols are attached to a feeling, an abstraction, which is what money is. It's just a feeling, a symbol of freedom. And most of us in the West are not restricted. Your legs work, your hands work, your mind works, your computer works, your sense of humor works. All of that is wealth. You're sitting on $1 million ideas and it doesn't have anything to do with money. Amanda is going to find a way to monetize her art, but she's on a desert island right now. She's just producing it. And that's what feeds you. That's what clothes you. You. A source. You gotta think about these things, you know? What's more important, the money in your account or the freedom to go where you gotta go and go make a sandwich? That's abundance. It's just everywhere. You gotta, again, we must take money out of the equation. We must go back to when money was not even a thing to realize how wealthy you are. But much like God, we give money power because we have a story about it. Before humans could tell stories, there was no money. Money is a story. God is a story. The individualized self is a story. And your struggles with money. Oh my God, don't even get me started. Your struggles with concepts. That's what it is. Struggling with mind patterns, which have no power, no authority. Money is completely useless in the realm of wealth. What's useful are these hands, this voice, this brain. This brain is always thinking, how can I help my fellow humans detach from their conceptual prisons? The one called money is the God of the universe. And we worship it. We obey it. We search for it. I can tell you one thing, you would not search for money on a desert island. You'd search for reality. And you realize reality is right there, and it's wealth. Everywhere. Abundant. Mind-blowingly abundant. Constantly pouring forth. And people have just gotten really good at recognizing what money is. They find it on the side of the road. I'm gonna give you. I just had an idea the other day. I saw how people threw away their yard scraps. If I had a big grinder, I would pick up all the yard scraps, grind it up, package it, and sell it. Money on the ground. It's the same things. Like these leaves on these oak trees are about to fall here in Florida. We have our fall in March. It's just ground cover. Free mulch from heaven. Nature does this. She's wealthy. And what it appears as depravity is balanced in the ecosystem. So, okay, right now you may feel like you're in poverty. It's because you're sitting on the rock thinking, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Go to the desert island and start seeing what's around you. What's in you first. What's in you first. Ideas, words, actions, services, products. You're not going to search for money. on a desert island because you won't find it in much the same ways you won't find God. But you will have a real encounter with reality, how resourceful you are, because you are the source of wealth itself. Consult yourself and go into the bank of knowledge. Look around. It's everywhere. And you are indeed wealthy, just like me. Okay, friends, I hope this has been helpful. Go to those desert islands. Go to those time periods where money was not an issue and put yourself in there and pretend what it might be like. What would you do? You'd be very resourceful because you'd connect to the source of real wealth. My name is Ryan Hebert. I hope you enjoyed these insights, and if you did, please check out my blog. It's called mymorningmotivator.com. And thank you for watching.